Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I have my pretty quick video out here for you. I actually had it already prepared, mostly as I explained in my last video. The reason why I'm putting it out right away is because like I said, I had mostly prepared, and then when I was looking through this, I'm like, hey, this may happen sooner in May. Well, it didn't happen. So my original thought of being later in May for the last 5 years, really. It looks like it's confirmed in so many different ways, especially from this eclipse. But again, we'll see. So I can't wait to get into this. So it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to deal with particularly with one particular video that Heliofant just released back in April 21st, a week and a half ago or whatever it is, 2 weeks ago almost now, or maybe 2 weeks ago now. So I want to kind of deal with that, what that actually is, and the details in that, because a lot of people looked at this 39-second long video that they just released out of nowhere and like, what is that and everything. Immediately I saw things, and I'm going to share with you my breakdown of it. So we'll get right into that, okay? And I have to also apologize ahead of time. I have quite a bit of allergies going on right now. Taking some natural stuff is to help with it. I have a little bit of my throat and stuff, so if a little bit of snorting or coughing or something, I apologize. So, okay, so again, I'm in the Exalted Lamb 1, the Exalted Lamb 1 on YouTube, but Exalted Lamb 1 on Telegram, and then I also put, here, the Exalted Lamb, he won, so that's it. It's a double meaning kind of thing, and he's number one. So, having no part in the worthless deeds of darkness is my motto, but instead exposing them, Ephesians 5:11. Now, people have all kinds of channels out there that have lots of scriptures and all kinds of things from the Bible and all that stuff. Well, I bring stuff as it's appropriate, but the Lord wants me himself, Jesus, who I know personally, wants me to share things about things that the enemy is hiding in predictive programming, movies, TV, all kinds of media and things. So, and then one of those hubs is that is their kind of their main thing, believe it or not, is iPad Go 2, produced by Heliofant. iPad Go 2, if you're not familiar, is about a 7-minute animated movie. It's actually a movie. It's listed on IMDb. It's a movie, and it's basically showing the birth of the Antichrist through the destruction of the United States. That is the destruction of Babylon, as the Bible talks about. So I go through that in my videos, and I share a lot of different things. This subject matter is going to kind of be tying that to iPad Go as well. This video that is just released, and I'm going to show it to you on here as well. So, and going through, break that down. And I'm going to add a few other things too. I want to pepper this with some other things. Some things I shared in the past, some more insights about other things about this time frame, about the time frame from the eclipse. But first I want to talk about the rule of Kalel again, beating a dead horse here for some of you. But the Cabalistic rule of Kalel states that one digit can be added to or subtracted from the Gematria value of a word without affecting its value. This seems to modern ears to be a cheat. However, the Kabbalists explained the rule by pointing out that for them, one was not a number. The monad symbolizes the divinity and could come and go as he pleased. Excuse me. Adding nothing or taking nothing away. Okay, this is very important. Adding one or taking one away. I usually just take one away. I hardly ever add one. But in this situation, I'm going to show you kind of how this works. Also, I want to mention again that 0 is hiding O. Again, if you say, most people say when they're saying, O in multiple numbers, will say like 101 or, instead of 101. If you go into room 101, it's not an O, it's a 0, but we're programmed to say O instead on a lot of different things. So it's because it's a gematria value of 15. O is the 15th letter of the alphabet, or 1 plus 5 is 6. Again, when you're dealing with gematria and combining numbers, they call it compressing or decompressing numbers. What you see is not what the numbers you see in front of you can be combined as long as they're by each other. They can be reversed. They can be turned upside down and backwards. As long as they're by each other, they can be combined into any kind of form. So, for example, if you saw 156 as a number, that could be 15 plus 6. It could be 1 plus 5 plus 6. Like you see right there, but I'm just saying, it's a number 156. It could be 15 times 6, or it could be 1 from 56. It could be 1 times 56, or 1 plus 56 would be which is 57. So you don't know how they have many ways to hide this. Also, like in Roman numerals, like I just said, 1 from something, right? Roman numerals, for example, X is 10, and Roman numeral X is 10. Roman numeral V is 5. But for example, 1 from X, or I from X, as they would say, is 9, which is a value of 1. And that's another reason why I can also be 1. Because I, if you look at this I, all it is a vertical line. So it has no serifs or anything like that on it, no thing to mark it out. It could be just a vertical line. So it can be I or 1 or a lot of things. An L, a small L. So that's how they do things. They have things hidden, things look like other things, and then you're just assuming it's something else by the way it looks. Also, things can be upside down and backwards, like 9 is 6, 6 is 9, upside down and backwards. But I from X is an example of 1 from 10 is 9, or I from V is 1 from 5 is 4. That's what they do. They do it this way. So I just want to share that with you. Also, they worship backwards because everything the opposite of God, as in I'm showing here black and white. Okay, God would be more like white or light, and the enemy would be black. You see that, of course. And they worship backwards. They worship upside down and backwards, because upside down is the opposite of right side up. And then upside down and backwards is, all the way. Take something upside down and backwards. That's how they hide things. They hide things in plain sight in front of your face. They also do opposites. Opposites is massive. Backwards, upside down, and backwards. This is all what they do. Okay, all the demons that are moving in these people that are doing this stuff in the media. Now, again, there's all kinds of groups out there and things that are behind the scenes and things, but the average person who's doing ads and movies and all that kind of stuff, all the people involved, they're to some degree in the know or not. It's hard, there's levels of that, but they're all inspired ultimately by the same demons who run everything and run the world, basically. That's what the Bible basically says, and that's evidence that over these thousands of years, hundreds of years, these things all coordinate. They go together. In fact, like I said, iPad Goat is really a playbook for the enemy, and I've been told that and shared evidence of that from 2 Freemasons. One was a 32nd degree Mason, almost became a 33rd degree Mason, but was stopped from it from dreams from Jesus, and also his grandfather, who was who was on his his deathbed, and said, "Do not do this. You'll sell your soul completely if you go to the 33rd degree." And he confirmed, both of those 2 guys. I'm not going to get into any details about them. Both of them confirmed that this is what they do. This is how they hide things. They're in a lot of religions. They're in a lot of Christianity as leaders and all kinds of stuff. So, and they're sworn to secrecy. They could never let anybody know what they're really doing. So you'll never know who's in what positions and everything. They're all over the government. Most of them are some form of that in all forms of government. Nowadays, anyway, it's gotten to that point where at the end, it's like that. So just letting you know. And then, so what I've shared with that past few videos of mine, watch those if you haven't. I'll put in a couple links to some of those in the description box. 40-day warning from the last eclipse is the sign of Jonah. I show in my videos, last few videos, that the sign of Jonah, the 2, this is just kind of generally putting a X through the United States, but it's like right through here and then down through here. The last 3 American eclipses, which were back in 2017, and then this one that just happened in 2023. October 14th, and then the one that just happened here in April of this year. They're all designed to, like I shared in one of my past videos, it is literally a signature of Jesus, the Aleph and the Tav, the Alpha and the Omega. You've got to watch those videos if you haven't. Go back and watch that. They're just amazing what the Lord showed me on this, and how the United States is a whale, and it's the sign of Jonah, and how it relates to Matthew, where Matthew talks about when Jesus says, the sign of Jonah, what it is and everything. Those 2 scriptures are basically, when you in English Gematria, you put those the total of those together, you get the exact amount of days in between both eclipses, and all kinds of crazy, amazing stuff. The Lord showed me about that. So that's all there. And again, here's the 2 eclipses. And then between, just to show, throw a timeline on top of this, not that this directly correlates with this, but ultimately, as far as time goes, between this eclipse that happened in 2017, the Great American Eclipse 2017, and the one that just happened in 2024 on 8th of April 2024, okay, that was 6 years, 6 months, 6 weeks, and 6 days exactly. And then right down here, this is when the war, in a sense, started with Hamas and Israel, and then Iran's in there and everything like that. And that's exactly 6 years, 6 weeks, and 6 days. And then from there to there, 6 months. I mean, all kinds of things. And then the first American got hit with the hokey pokey, jab with the hokey pokey on the exact midpoint. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I've shared how that picture of her being jabbed, look, if you zoom out on it, it's a zombie face. I mean, there's just so much crazy stuff that I've shared about all this stuff. And this stuff's coming. This is all about the rollout of this timeline of 16 days and the mark. Okay, so just to show you as well, like I shared in my last video, this was that first Great American Eclipse in 2017, and it was 40 days total to the Day of Atonement. 33 got us to about the end of the Feast of Trumpets, and then 7 days to the Day of Atonement, but total about 40 days. And that they call that the 40 days of Teshuvah, or repentance. So that's a mirror of what just happened in this next eclipse. Okay, so from this last eclipse that just happened, I should say the next eclipse, which is the last eclipse that just happened April 8th, 2024, add 40 days to that, and you have May 18th. Well, that just happens to be the pre-day number. So 9 is a pre-day, 10, take away the 0, is the first day. And literally, they go numerically, 1 through 15. It's crazy. And then there's a pre-day. The 15th day is really what I call a post-day, because there's really 14 days with a pre-day and a post-day. That's because it's 14 days in the heavens. There's a pre-day and a post-day down here, and then that's the 88, 8 plus 8. It's like in Back to the Future when Doc Brown says 88 miles per hour. That he's literally in that phrase, miles per hour, is the days. It's long to explain right now, but it's 8 plus 8 days. Okay, and now I'm gonna show you that as well. And then why was Homer Simpson obsessed with May 18th? And not just that, when the so-called rapture, which is not on this day, but this starts the timeline which the rapture is within, and multiple raptures. There's a rapture of the innocent children, which most Christians have no idea about. It's been hidden in the New and Old Testament by Jesus, and Jesus has shown this to me over the last several years. And I have scriptures. In fact, in the description box below, the very bottom of the description box, you'll see links to downloadable documents about the rapture of the innocent children, which are and your scriptures that relate to that, New Testament and Old Testament, the 100 scriptures that relate to the 144,000, and also to the multiple raptures. Okay. I mean, if you do not understand that there's multiple raptures or even a rapture at all, you don't know the Bible. I mean, literally, where did Elijah go? Where did Enoch go? They were raptured. I mean, there's so many things. Thessalonians, I mean, there's so many scriptures about the rapture and why and everything else. At least you could say, if you don't believe it, at least you could say, well, looks like there's some things that say that, but I think there's other things that say something else. But people that don't know that, they say that there's no rapture, there's no evidence. I mean, that's preposterous. I mean, then you don't know the word whatsoever. There's so many scriptures in the Old Testament, New Testament that refer to the rapture. It's unreal. It's just unreal. I just blown away how many people don't know the Bible, haven't read it, don't know it. I've studied for 33 years now, almost 33 years, 32 and some change. It's getting close to 33. It's kind of weird out there. 32 years, okay? Almost as long as Jesus was alive. That's kind of strange when I think about it. Okay, anyway, so then when he didn't get raptured on that day, he switched it to 519. And see, it says 144,000. In fact, the 144,000 are going to be changed during this timeline. Not long after this first day, there's a lot in here. There's so much in here that's predictably programmed. It's crazy. But you see, 518, 519, it's all over the place. Now, I'm going to show you the actual video. It's just 39 seconds of what Heliofant released. Now, see if you see anything, but most people don't see anything, or most people see what's not there, or they make a big deal about how they zoomed into his eyes. And there's a reason for that, and I'm going to explain that. Not because he had demon eyes or snake eyes or whatever. I mean, I literally looked at the video, highest quality I could get, and then I even enhanced it, and it's just a reflection from the light and people standing there, and that's it. There's nothing, but I'll show you why it is. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch this 39 seconds. So you see anything, and it really, on the face of it, it's preposterous. It's ridiculous. The fact that someone would show this video, it's just, but it is messaging like crazy. And I'm going to break it down for you and show you what's in this. Not every single thing, but a lot of things.
Yeah, I cannot hear
Okay, and if you notice at all, it barely shows the event, but this came out on April 21st, okay? And the event that it's showing there, the like mural or the poster for the event is showing, happened the 18th and the 19th of April. Well, it's a hint. If you take from the 18th, the day, and you add to 4, the April, then you have 5/17. If you take from the 19 in April, I mean in April as well, the 19, take from that and you have 18, you add it to the April, you get 5. So you literally have hidden 5/17 and 5/18. That's one of the ways they do this. Why would you show an event that just happened when you're doing all this stuff? Because it's all about the gematria, the things, the names, the words that are shown, and I'm going to show that to you, and other things, and some symbolism, things like that too. I'm going to show you what that is. So I'm going to go past here. Okay, and so I'm going to show you, this is so out of this whole video, they decided to use this as the thumbnail on their YouTube channel, on Heliofant channel. They decided to use this as a thumbnail. Now, the reason why they decided to use this, or any kind of thumbnail, is it has complete all the reasons in the world. Again, this is predictive programming. Louis Lefebvre owned Heliofant. He did a lot of the animation for Gollum, the character Gollum in Lord of the Rings, and other animation stuff. And I got some correspondence that some guy sent me back and forth from him and this other guy. And him basically admitting in many ways that he is a Freemason. He was on Alex Jones years ago letting people know about iPad Goat, and Alex Jones was like, oh yeah, this is some guy and he's got a crazy video and whatever. And he said he had a dream, and it's just, and he just threw, but he threw it out there to so many millions of people on Alex Jones' channel, and then from there it just grew wings and it just flew, and for a long time. And then they took it down on 9/5 last year on September 5th last year. They took it down for about 5 solid months. They put it back up on February 2nd. This is all reasons for all this. It was all messaging, and I'm gonna show you some of that messaging as well, and then how this ties to iPad Go 2 and also Heliofant as well. So anyway, so there's just so much in this. So when they put something right here, they're showing you stuff, and I'm going to show you what they're showing you here, okay? So watch. So first of all, as you saw when you looked at the video, it showed 2 Toms and 1 Jax. But in this one, you see Tom and Jax, or Tom Jax. So look at Tom Jax. Tom Jax is 79, 498, and 474. Well, I immediately know what that is. 7-9 is Barack Obama, just like Jesus said in Luke 10:18. I see Satan as lightning falling from heaven, or lightning falling from heaven is Barack Obama, and that's 79, 79, 474, and 474. Well, we have this English Sumerian number and this one in reverse. Well, what's crazy, like I mentioned, what is this about? This is about being 40 days from the eclipse is when things start. This timeline starts. So when you include the day of the eclipse and go 40 days, it's 5/17. When you just go 40 days from the eclipse, it's 5/18. And then the first day, that 5/18 is actually the pre-day. The first day is 5/19. So 17, 18, and 19 are hanging out all the time, just with the rule of Kalel. Because you could take, if you take 5/18, rule of Kalel, you can minus 1, you got 5/17. Rule of Kalel, you can add 1, you got 5/19. And they show this in many ways, or this can just be assumed by the rule of Kalel. But let me show you all these 5/18s, 5/19s, 5/17s. So again, we have this. So one of the ways they do this as well is if you look at this as a date, this one right here, that's July 9th, okay? July 9th. Now, July is also on the Roman calendar the 5th month. So that could be looked as the 5/9. So it's assumed if you say July 9th or July 4th is really... July is 5, so that's 5/4. Well, the first attack day is going to be on 5/22. Well, that's a version of 5/4. 4 is 2 plus 2. So July 4th is saying that there's going to be attack. July 4th has explosions, fireworks, all that kind of stuff. And it's about, independence. And it's really about independence from God. So 7/4 becomes 5/4 because it's like July 4th is July the 5th month. And I share in a couple of my previous videos how the Roman calendar and the Gregorian calendar work in tandem. I mean, for example, like, why do we add the leap year day at the end of February? Does that make any sense? The only reason why we do is because February is the last month of the Roman calendar. So then you add the leap year day to the 28-day month. Well, you can add it to any month. It doesn't matter. You add it to the 20. And why, by the way, also, why is February 28 days? Because of 2 8s. two eights or 28, and I'll show you the 28s here or two eights here, but you add one or and then that becomes 2-9 or 2 9s, like the eclipse is 2 9s. 99th day of the year was the eclipse. Okay, so why do you add it to February? That would be at the end of the year. Why would you add it to the first 2 months in the year? Does it make sense? The reason why they did it is because it's at the end of the Roman calendar year. February is the 12th year in the Roman calendar. Then they add it to the very end of the year, and then you go 4 years, or you go 3 years, and then on that 4th year you add another day because you're kind of behind in days. Those who know that, I've explained it in a previous video, but anyway, if you don't. So anyway, 7-9 is 5-9. And then 5-9, like I said, if you borrow from one and put it over here, or you borrow from one, well, not this way, sorry. 5-9 is hiding 5-1-8 because 9 is made up of 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, right? 4-5 are the options. So 9 is hiding 1 and 8. So 5-9 is 1-8. Again, people can say, oh, that's a stretch, but that's some of the ways they do this. I'm going to show you other ways. Now watch. What is this? 4 plus 9 is 13, and then we have 8. See, that's another way. 4 plus 9 is 13, then we have 8. 1 through 8. Well, what's 1 through 8? The 138th day of the year normally is May 18th. Is that a coincidence as we're talking about May 18th, which is 40 days from the eclipse? No, I don't think so. And then down here, this is also ends up working out to May 18th, but I'm not going to do it right now. It's a little bit more of a process, but it does. And I just don't have to. I'm not going to do it right now. I got plenty of other things to share. And then look at this. Watch this. Look, see, 1, 3, 0. You can take away 80, 0, or it can be a 1 and a 5 or a 6. 1, 3, 8. There you go. See, 1, 3, 8. Oh, there's 1, 3, 8 again. See? Normally, the 138th day of the year is May 18th. Oh, May 18th, May 18th, May 18th. Oh, there's a few. It just keeps happening. Now, again, what they show you right here, even though there's a whole words here, they just show you the actual word you can see is D. Letters you can see is D and I, and M and I. What's DI? DI is 4 is D. Fourth letter of the alphabet is D. Then I is the ninth letter of the alphabet, 4, 9. And then MI. M is the 13th letter of the alphabet. I is 9. Well, what are these? Well, why would they have these there? Because 4, 9 is 1, 3, 9. Because 4 is made up of 1 and 3. But let me show you also what's 4, 9. 4, 9 is also 2, 2, 9, which is Barack Obama. Like I just showed you. What I just showed you in the previous thing, Barack Obama was what Tom and Jack's, the numbers equal up. And then there's Barack Obama in English. Hello. See, 4, 9 is 4 is 2, 2. See, all these things are hidden. They're just a variance of, all you're doing is you're just compressing or decompressing numbers to get to the truth. Okay, and then this is so crazy. Another thing too about Barack Obama, this is reverse ordinal. I forgot to put this in here, but in English ordinal, his name is 163, or 1 from 6-3 is 6-2. That's June 2nd. June 2nd is at the end of my timeline, as I'll show you, and that's the opposite of the other end of the timeline, which is again opposites, is 5-18. It's crazy. Okay, let's keep going here. So again, 4, 9 is also 1, 3, 9 because 4 is not only made up of, the two options that 4 is made up of is 2 plus 2 or 1 plus 3. So 4, 9 is 2, 2, 9 and 4, 9 is 1, 3, 9. See how that works? So this is Sticky B.O. born on 1, 3, 9. The 139th day of the year on this leap year is May 18th. It's crazy. It just keeps going. Then now we have a TH. What's TH? Well, TH is 20 and 8 or 2, 8. 2-8. Wow, what's 2-8? Well, from April 21st, when this video came out, April 21st to May 18th is, when you include this day, is 28 days. Is that a massive coincidence? Nope. This is all planned. There's a lot more going on. There's also the 2 8s that are right here. This is the timeline which 5/18 starts the 2 8s. Not only is that video that was put up is 28 days to this date, if you include the day of the video, which they do. They either add 28 days or you include the day and then you have 28 days. Okay, that's how God does that in the Bible and the enemy does that. They both do that. Okay, so you have 28 days and then we have 2 8s. Well, what are the 2 8s? So 5/18 and 5/19. This is the pre-day. This is the first day. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, this cursor moved a little bit funky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, 1 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 8s. Okay, and there's a pre and a post day. It's also 7 and 7. It's the 7-7. For example, there was 14 days in between the when Jupiter exited Virgo in the Revelation 12 sign to become the Revelation 12 sign. It was 9-9 when Jupiter exited Virgo, and then when Jupiter became the Revelation 12 sign in the alignment with the Revelation 12 sign was 14 days later. That's 7 plus 7 days, and then this is the mirror of that later. 7 plus 7 days in the sky, but then you have a pre-day and a post-day on Earth. A lot to explain right now. But anyway, so then each day is a crescendoing several different sacrifices to usher in the birth of the Antichrist. So these first or two are the first day in a sense, and each day is a 2-day process, because when you have something happen, for example, in the United States, on one day it's literally a different date in like Australia, for example. Or something happens on one day and they report it on the next day. So everything's got a 2-day thing. So the first day is technically 2 days. The third day, I'm going to call it 21st and 22nd. This is there's going to be a nuxels that goes off in Ukrainsels. I'm going to say it that way. My little thing of hiding for the algorithms of U-boob. Okay, by the way, these are pinned to this whole timeline of all the events happen on each day. I'm just going to kind of roughly talk about a few things, so you get an idea. They're pinned to the top of comments on this video. Okay, the most updated one on this video. Okay, all the things I'm going to predict based on thousands of gematria, thousands of symbols, and almost 9 years of study and research, and then the predictive program that I've been studying for about 5-6 years, and videos I've been putting on YouTube. And just all the stuff I've been researching for so long, including my brother Constantine's work with me and other people too, and everybody who's posted on my channel and all this stuff. There's a lot of cooperation and things like that. It's crazy over time. People that have added, my wife has added some crazy stuff too over time. A lot of things. So it's a lot of things. It's the Lord Jesus himself directing. So let me just go through this real quick. So there's going to be nuxels that goes off in Ukrainsels. And I think I've actually found the exact town, and I'm going to get into that. I've shared that in the past videos here, even recently, but that's in my timeline. And then it's reported on this day. And then we have, this is the first attack day of the United States. Again, that's also 5 is July, and then 4 is 2 plus 2 is 4, July 4th. See how that, okay, anyway. Or 5-4, what was the May the 4th be with you. May the 4th, but it's a play on that. So 5-4 is really 5-22, and 4 is really 2 plus 2. Again, they're not going to tell you the exact thing. They're going to bounce around it. They're going to do upside down and backwards and opposites and all kinds of stuff. And okay, so this is Zombie Day, when people who got the jab turn to zombies. There's going to be aliens, the funky aliens that show up. The bad aliens, and then the good aliens can show up towards the end of this here, with Obama being the savior. And then we have right here Stinky Bill's death day, which is 5/25. This is also 5 years ago, roughly. Well, at this point, it'd be 5 years ago when George Floyd was killed. That whole predictive program, all that, and that's also 5/7. And then Stinky Bill was the 57th inauguration. He was the 56th inauguration. He was all the 57th inauguration. And that's all predictive programming for this day, 5/7. And then Trumple was the 58th inauguration, and that's 5. 2 plus 6 is 8. 5/26. Trumple's going to die on this day. By the way, like I've shared before, one of the 32nd degree Mason that I talked to already knew, him and his friends, and for a long time knew that it was planned that Trump would die, and he would know about it. And I know that, and I've had people that I know have had dreams about it, that he knew about it. Like one person had a dream that he was dead. He was laying on the ground. He had a chocolate outline around him. He got up, he looked at it, and walked away off a stage, and because he knew what was going on. And so he had a dream about that years ago. Didn't know about me. I didn't know about him. He contacted me, told me about it, whatever. I'm like, wow. I've had all kinds of people say stuff like that, and dreams and all kinds of stuff. And then just out of nowhere, that they had no reason to believe. They didn't know predictive programming like I did and all that stuff, but they had a dream about basically what predictive programming shows. The death of Trumple, and he's going to he's the Trojan horse for Christians and conservatives. He'll have an announcement on this day, because his name literally is 185. Donald John Trump is 185, and that's the 18th of May. I mean, there's a lot of things I can get into. Anyway, so then you keep going from here. Then we have the Tsunami Day here on West Coast and East Coast. This comes from Hawaii destruction, and this comes from La Palma Island, northwest off Africa, the Canary Islands, La Palma. The Cumbre Vieja volcano goes off and causes a massive tsunami. A chunk of the island breaks off, just like in Hawaii. A chunk of the island is going to break off, but those are secretly caused by Russian subs. And this is all an iPad Go and everything. This is all predictive program is shown years ahead of time, and in movies and TV and all that kind of stuff. Then we have the last 2 days, is 6/1 and 6/2, being the final days. And right about here is when, well, right here is when Stinky BO, right here when Stinky BO dies. So will the Pope, and then they're going to come back to life right here. And then when they show up to the world, they're going to say, or the Pope's going to say, "I was dead, and then Obama brought me back to life." So he's the Antichrist. So and then he's going to be his false prophet. So he's going to say all this stuff that he is the savior because he saved his life and all this stuff. Anyway, it's going to keep going. So let's keep going here. To add some more truth to what I'm saying, okay, first of all, let me share a couple more things. So I've shared that Obama's Mr. 57. I found like 60 different things why he's Mr. 57. He had the 57th inauguration. He said he visited 57 states, which I'm going to share that more detail here in a second. Many 57s. And I'm going to show you another one here in a second. And then Trump is Mr. 58. He had the 58th inauguration. Trump Tower has 58 floors. He married Melania when he was 58. I mean, all kinds of stuff. The first lady when he was 58. All kinds of stuff. And I'm going to show you a real recent one here. So Donald Trump's Truth Social lost 58 million. Just happened to be 58 because it's predictably programmed his death on 5. 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay. So he just happened to lose 58. I'm going to show you there's so much more in this. Okay. So Truth Social right there. 146. What's 146? I wonder. Normally the 146th day of the year is May 26th, which is May 26th, which I'm saying is this is death day, or 5, 2 plus 6 is 8. I'm saying that's his death day, and it just happens to be normally the 146th day of the year is May 26th for Truth Social in English Gematria. T equals 20, R equals 18, U equals 21. That adds up to 146, and that's the day of the year that... I mean, please. Another thing that's impossible is another thing that I do that I've never seen anybody do is first and last letter code. In this situation, it's first letter code. 20 and 20 T and S. Take away the 0 on 20, you have T, and then S is, I've seen TS so many times, which is 219. 219 is the 219th day of the year, which is this is how much is left over. This is the 146th day of the year, and this is with 219 days left over. This is the first letter code of 219. They're both showing in Truth Social the first letter code, and the total of the Gematria value of this is 146. 146th day of the year with 219 days left over is May 26th. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm proving it. Bam! Look at that. Okay, so. Again, now let me go back to here. So this is, and then I'm mentioning here that, then Mr. 57, I want to give you an example. I have many examples of Mr. 57, but let me give you an example here. Just one example here. An Illinois congressman introduced legislation that would rename Interstate 57 in honor of former President Barack Obama. We're going to call it Barack Obama Boulevard or Barack Obama Drive or something like that. And Interstate 57. See how he's 57? I found tons of these. Okay, again, it's when he's gonna die. And he said, "Now I've been to 57 states. I think one left to go. I've been to 57 states. One left to go." Anyway, so I've been to 57 states, and I think I have one left to go. Again, 57 states, I have one left to go. So one left to go is 58, and so he's saying Trump's death and his death, in hiding that in there, okay? Now watch what else is going on here. Now what you do, typically when you have a phrase you can do Gematria on, when you have numbers, you're going to convert those to letters. So you put 57 spelled out. So now I have been in 57 spelled out states. I think one left to go. Okay, now watch. When I do that, now I have been in 57 states. By the way, when I just do 5-7, it doesn't come up with anything that makes sense. But in this, I've seen this many, many times. When I put 57, it just all comes together. It's so crazy. In fact, right here you can see 21st of May, 23rd of May, all kinds of stuff in here. Now watch what's in here. There's so much stuff in here. Now, again, I've shared how English and reverse ordinal work together in a lot of ways. Full reduction and reverse full reduction their forward and their reverse work together, and then also how English and English Sumerian and their reverses work together as well. But these all work together now. When the Lord showed me, these are the primary ones that work together to make an equation. Okay, This equation is crazy. So watch. So we got 3, 3, and 3 is 9. Okay, now then we got, boom, we got this 9 right here. That's the 99th day of the year. What's the 99th day of the year? Right here. What's left over? 8th of April, 24 backwards. 8th of April, 24 backwards is the 99th day of the year. Is that a coincidence? Is this a massive coincidence that you'd have right here, 8th of April, 24 being the 99th day of the year? If you think it is, I'm sorry, but that's not, especially when I'm going to prove it right over here, how it matches with days and everything. And then when you add these two numbers together, you have this, 7290. Right? Okay, this is also going to confirm this. So not only did I take the individual numbers out of here, like these are together, like these are buddies, okay, these together, these are in the same camp, right? I'm also adding these together, and I'm going to show you something. Now I'm going to add these two together, okay? Boom. 215 plus 235 is 450. Now I'm going to add these two together. 557 plus 658 is 1215. What is this showing? It's very clear to me when I saw it. Now we're going to compress numbers here. 7 plus 2 is 9, and we have 9, and then we have 0. Okay, 7 plus 2 is 9, and then 9. Again, we have the 99 again. We're confirming the 99th day of the year is 8/4/24. Another way, we had it just these numbers, but now we're taking these two numbers, putting them together, and then we're compressing them again. Now watch this. And then we have, remember, 0 is hiding O. O is either 15 or 6. And then 6, it could be also 2 plus 4. So 24. This is the 99th day of the year, 99th day of 24. Plus 450, in this case, we can get rid of the 0, plus 45 days gets you to 5. 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2. 5/22, or 22nd of May. The 9, or either do this 8/4/24, or 99th day of 24, however you want to do it. From the eclipse day, all that proof right there, and all this stuff right here, plus 45 days just happens to be 5/22, and it's right there. It's all there. I don't think so. So we literally have, watch this. So we not only have 5/22 being the first attack day, rule of Kal-El, add 1, 5/23, rule of Kal-El, minus 1, 21st of May. Boom, there it is. This is the attack day. This is the main attack day. You have both because of time zones. It literally will happen on the Pacific time zone and Hawaii, like 5/22, past Pacific time zone, mountain going into the East Coast, will be 5/23, because it's roughly about midnight Mountain Time, I believe, something like that, is when this will happen. There's a lot of evidence of that in movies and stuff. Literally do certain things at midnight, and there's an example, like for example, an iPad Goat, there's a clock tower at midnight, and it's in the mountain for mountain time. It's crazy how that works. It's all this, again, it's reading puzzles in a form of timelines and such. There's so much in all this stuff. And if you go, oh, this is such bull, then don't, go somewhere else. If you can't see the evidence in the stuff I'm sharing, go somewhere else. I mean, go find someone who's talking about something. I've proven this, the multiple versions of these days so many times in the last 5 years. These days have been proven out. For example, let me give you an example too. On the first day, Trump is the first day. Well, the first day on a couple different timelines, he was impeached. And then his death day is the 8th day. Well, there was a particular day that was on the 17th. It was 1 plus 7 is the 8th day, when the old Trump Tower in Atlantic City was destroyed on the 8th day, which is it was the 17th of February, and it was the 1 plus 7 is 8. I mean, this has happened so many times. I mean, I could give you, 50 things for each thing, if not each day or more. And I've shared this all my videos. People go, oh, nothing's ever happened. A lot of things have happened. You're just not paying attention. In fact, I predicted in my last video from my last one that Israel would be attacked by Iran on the exact days, the 13th and 14th of April. And I predicted that 2 weeks in advance because of what the numbers are showing. I could literally show you how the numbers show that, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But I literally did predict that, and that's what happened. It was in my timeline. It was so clear. Look at 2 videos ago on the timeline where it showed that, and then go about a week and a half to 2 weeks, because I originally put it in anyway, it was about a week and a half to 2 weeks from when it actually happened. Anyway, so because all this gematria, it shows these things are predicted, these things are programmed ahead of time for different reasons to promote what they're doing and to move everybody along a path to the outcome they want. That's how this works. Okay, this is how the world works. If you don't know this, wake up to the fact. This is what it is. And then this is so crazy. Literally, this is how many days from the eclipse, and this is this May 18th and May 19th, the 40 days from the eclipse, 41 days from the eclipse. This one is 44, 45. These are the presidents. This Reagan is 518 all over the place. If I do another video, I'm going to show that how Reagan is Mr. 518 so many ways. And then that was Bush is 41, and he's Mr. 41. He has so many 99s connected to him as well. Anyway, long story. And then the two attack days are Obama being the 44th president and Trump being the 45th president. And then I know that Harris is going to be the last president because she is going to replace Nugget over here in the first day, and then she's probably going to be taken out right there. But she represents her death represents the death of Obama as well because she's a half black and she's a female, and CBO is half black and he is really a female and a male together. He's a hermaphrodite, which represents hermaphroditus, and Mercury is the same symbol. He's the messenger between the gods and man. Jesus was the mediator between God and man, and he's the mediator between the gods, the aliens, and man. Anyway, long story with all this stuff. So let me keep going here. This lines up perfectly with that, and she'll be the 47th president. Biden's the 46th, but that doesn't really pertain to this necessarily, but she'll be the 47th, and she is some form of in fact, her middle name is Devi for devil. There's so many things I could show you how she relates. It's crazy. Okay. Anyway, so back to this. Okay, even this little thing, it says enjoy, what you can see is enjoy T private. Enjoy T private 180. So again, 0 is O, and that's 18, and O is 15. Look, do you see that? 518 plus 1. 518 and 519. I'm telling you, and or you have the same number basically here with an extra 0, and that is that 0 could be an O, and that's 6, or 2 plus 4. So you literally can have also 518 plus 1, 24. In this one, you have 518 plus 1, you have this could be 518, 24. Hopefully that makes sense. It's right there. And then 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock you can see right here. 8 o'clock again is 108. Remember I showed you over here 108 is 1, or 180, or just move the 1 and 0 is 518 plus 1. So that's right there. And then that's the eclipse date of 8th of April, and then 6 is 24. Okay? That's what that is. It ends up being 518 plus 1. And then this one right here, this is the eclipse day too. The eclipse is normally, that was on April 8th. April 8th is normally the 98th day of the year. And then this is the eclipse day, like I said, 8th of April, and then 6 is hiding 2 plus 4, 24. So the eclipse, and then we have this date, this is 5, 8 plus 8 is 16, but then we flip it over, and that's 519 backwards. So, I mean, I'm telling you, this is all here. You just do a little flip, a little move, a little switch, then it's right there. That's how they hide it, because they can't show it in plain sight. And then the video was 39 seconds long. Well, there's several reasons why it's 39 seconds long exactly. And I'm going to show you a couple of reasons. First of all, remember 0 is O. O is 15, or 1 plus 5 is 6. So that ends up being 639. And that ends up being, just keep compressing numbers, 99. Okay? And then what happens here? Then that's also 39. What if we do the rule of Kalal? We add a 1. We can add a 1, and that makes it 40, as in the 40-day warning, right? I mean, seriously, they did 39 in 1 ways. If they did 40, it'd be too obvious. It'd be like 40 days. It'd be too obvious. So 1 away, rule of Kalal, add a 1 is 40, or 1. So 1 plus 39 is 40, right? It'd be the 40. Obviously, the 40-day warning from the 99 right there. Or you put the 1 right by the 39, and the 139th day of the year is May 18th, and that's 40 days from the eclipse. I mean, come on. I'm sorry if you can't see this, but it's right there. It's right there. Okay? And then they title this video MVI 1345. Well, That is a code for a type of movie file, it's called. It's a type of file, but why would you name that? You're going to put it on YouTube. That sounds like a personal thing. You say, oh, this is my MVI file. That's on some older video files for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but why even use that? No one uses that anymore, I don't think, even to post on YouTube. But MVI is like if you say it, like if you have a GIF, it's a short little tiny thing. If you have a MPEG or whatever it is, it's an MVI, okay? But in 1345, so it's the 1345th MVI he has, maybe, okay? But why don't you post that on there to the public? You put some kind of title for it. You don't go, my personal MVI 1345, especially when you have no other videos at all on there besides iPad Goat. And it's all predictive programming because it's literally the code. It's coded. So let's go backwards. Oh, there's a clue starting with 5. The first thing we have is 1, and 3 plus 4 is 17. 517. Again, 517, if you include the day of the eclipse, it's 40 days to 517. Okay, then we have this, which can be an I, but remember I said I is also a 1 in Roman numerals. This could be so many things, but I'm just going to cover this. 1. Okay, then V is 22, and then we're just talking about the alphabet right now. I'm not going to get into Roman numerals right now, because it's also stuff in Roman numerals. But I'm just going to cover certain things, not everything. And then M is 13. Okay, watch that. So we just did this backwards. It's obvious to me what it is. 5, then 17, 1, 22, and 13. Now what's that? 5, 17 plus 1 is 18. 5, and then 17 plus 1 is 18. 20 is made of, when you say 22, what are you saying? When you say 22, you're saying 22. See? You're literally saying what it's made of. When you say 34, you're saying 30 and 4. You're saying what it's made of. When you say 22, you're saying 22. Most people don't realize that. That's all on purpose because it means you can decompress it like that easily. And then 13, 1 plus 3 is 4. So what do we have here? Sorry, May 18, 2024. It's right there backwards. And okay, let's just say it's not exactly perfect, or maybe it's something else. How would it actually be that? And I'm going to show you how several things are this. And the 518s, I'm going to keep showing you. And so these are all coincidences. These are all massive coincidences. Just found this pulling something out of the backside of me. I mean, please. I mean, seriously. If you don't understand that, see that, you got to wake up and smell the coffee in Brazil. Okay, seriously. So then under the subhead, under the title, which is weird, it's in French, is Jacques Legendaire Pangea. Okay, so yes, there's a symbolism of Pangea. A lot of people kind of got the idea. Pangea was when all the continents were all one and they eventually separated and all that. So it's the world coming into one again. That's kind of the concept, yes. Through the Antichrist being born, all this. So that's the concept is there, true. And that's what most people picked up on, the Pangea idea. Yes, that is so true. It's also Gematria and all that, but I'm not getting into all that right now. Okay, I'm just hitting certain things. But you translate that to English is what we're looking at because it's in English, okay? So Jacques the Legendary Pangea is in English, Sumerian, and reverse, 1218 and 2184. Now what's this? This is so crazy. Okay, excuse me, my nose is all like getting all stuffy now from the stupid allergies here. Okay, so that is several things. This is 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4 and 8. And then this is backwards 12 and 8 plus 4 is 12. So that's 12 and 12. Wait, also this is 1, 2, 1 plus 8 is 9. So these two ways that this is the eclipse. 4th of April, and then we have 1 from the 2 9s. Remember the eclipse was on the 99th day of the year. So these are coded as 4, 8, and 1 from 2 9s, which is 2 9s would be 99. 1 from 2 9s is 98. So normally the 98th day of the year is April 8th, but on this year, April 8th was the 99th day of the year. Hopefully that makes sense. And then, of course, like I showed, I did that a little bit too soon. That's 12 backwards, and 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 and 12 is 24. So that's basically a couple ways of showing the days and then the year. So this is all the eclipse. Okay, that's the eclipse. And that's another way. 1 plus 8 is 9. Get rid of anything at 9 Tuesdays the same. Get rid of that 9, and you still have 24. See, same thing. See how I got to 24 two different ways? 12 and 12 is 24. Same thing. And then get rid of the 9. 1 plus 8 is 9. Get rid of that, and you have 2, 4 left. See how that works? So this is all the eclipse. Plus, this is also 1, 2 plus 1 is 3, 8, 3, 8. So you have the eclipse, and then we just happen to have the 38th day of the year, May 18th. I don't think so. And then this is 24, May 18th, 24, and 4, 8, 29. So 40 days from this to that, and then they're both, and then this is 24. Anyway, that's how these work together. I'm telling you, this is how the Lord showed me over time, especially the last couple of years ago, how these the particular forward and reverse work together, and even how these work with regular English and even full reduction in this reverse. Okay, hopefully you understand that. Okay, then it zooms on his eyes. You saw how it zoomed into his eyes, and a lot of people said, "Oh, he's got demon eye, or he's got snake eyes and all that stuff." I mean, maybe, but that's not that clear. No, it's just a reflection and everything. The thing is, people are missing. And listen, if you miss Gematria, you're missing everything. I mean, the world runs on Gematria. And if you don't understand that, it's just literally the Bible says it. The Bible says, God says in Revelation 13:18, here's how you calculate the number of the beast. It's the number of his name, and his name equals to 666. I mean, he's telling you that his name is Gematria. It equals 666. That's how you find out who the beast is. And I know by several ways that Sticky BO is 666. He's 666 like 50 ways. And I've shared all those. If you take the English and reverse English and full reduction and reverse full reduction, and the total of those for Barack Hussein Obama, and you total those together, and you get 666. You take Barack Hussein Obama is 18 letters, you divide it by 3 names, you get 6 letters each word. 666. It just goes and goes. I just showed you a couple things. It goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. His first name Barack is 36 in English, or no, 36 is 3 sixes. 666. I mean, it just goes and goes and goes. For each name is 66, some version of 666. It just goes and goes. I have so many things. It's just I've over 800 plus solid evidence that he's the Antichrist, and no one even comes close. No one has over 100. Anybody else? Anybody that's a serious candidate. Now, there is one candidate that is close because he's the second beast, and he has other things, but he also has 666s as well, and that's Prince William, who will be the king. And like I said, I said years ago that Charles would not last very long. He would eventually be king because the queen would die, and I said that way before she died, and I also predicted that she would die a few days before she died. Okay, I said that as well. I didn't have the exact date because I was off by just a few days because I wasn't sure how they're going to do it, but they ended up doing her death day on his death day. I thought they were going to do it on the first day. So 9/8 is going to be the day. The 8th day is when he's going to be reported, which is Trumple Day. CBO will die on the 7th day, but he'll report on the 8th day, and that's when the Queen died on the 8th day, September 8th. Anyway, what I was going to say about that. So Charles, now he has cancer. What a shock. Is it a coincidence that the 2 people that Prince William, who is the second beast, is around? His father, King Charles, and his wife, Kate, they both have cancer now? Is that a coinky dink? I don't think so. No, it's not a coinky dink. No, he's the second beast. I've been saying this for years. I haven't shared it a ton because I don't get into that too much because most people don't even know much about the royal family over here and a lot in the United States and all that stuff. And I don't even know a ton about it either, but I found a lot of stuff about it and things. There's not a ton of news over here about all this stuff like there is in Europe and everything and over on the other overseas. So, excuse me, man, my nose is so tough. Woo, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Get a little drink here. Okay, so what this is showing is camera takes a close-up of Jax's eyes. He's Jax's eyes. In fact, the place is called Jax's, and I'll show you in a second. So what is that? That is the eclipse date. 98th day of the year, 1 plus 98th day of the year is 99 eclipse day, and then you have 40 days later is May is the 3rd month in the Roman calendar, 18. Or another way of looking at it, and then also the legendary Pangea I just showed you. So Jax, the legendary Pangea, those two are exactly the same. Again, the eclipse day, and then we have May being the 3rd month, 18th right there. Or it's 1, 3, you move the 1 and the 3. Again, you just switch them to opposites. Switch 1 and 3. It's 1, 3. The 138th day of the year is May 18th normally. Okay, 2 ways that's May 18th. Now let me take, remember it said in the subtitle, it said Jax, the legendary Pangea. Now let's take Jax. See how this relates. See, this completely relates. These are exactly the same gematria. I mean, what are the chances? I don't think so. The camera takes a close-up of Jack's eyes, and that's exactly what happens. Think of a narrator in what you're watching, and that's in everything that you're watching being narrated correctly, how the most correctly that they would perceive it, or that's Gematria. That's what's going on. So that's in so many things in so many ways that we have no idea, and I'm just trying to crack what I can find that makes sense and everything. So Jack's is. And I'm going to do this in digital so you can see it a little bit better how it works. Because the way a lot of fonts are and everything, and numbers and letters, it hides it a bit, but the truth is still there. So, and that digital, that's why they love digital, because, and the way it came out in the modern era, because it literally is upside down and backwards exactly what things are. So Jack's is J is 10, A is 1, X is 24. You flip this upside down and backwards, you literally have H, that's an H, 2101, okay? Now, I'm going to just get rid of the 0 in this situation. It would be H is 8, 2 plus 1 is 3, and then 1 is right here. What's that? 138th day of the year backwards, and that's May 18th. Bam, I'm sorry, May 18th, 318, 138, 138, 138, 138. I mean, from the eclipse, I mean, come on. Okay, then we have the date it came out was April 21st, this little stupid video, April 21st, 2024. I have a lot of contempt for all this stuff, I really do. I try to make this light and try to have a little bit of fun with it because I want to scream and like cry for the innocents that are being slaughtered every day and all kinds of stuff and all the evil that's been being perpetrated on people and all that stuff, and how people are being deceived and all that stuff. But I just have to make somewhat light of it because that's the only way I can survive. Otherwise, I cry every day, all day. And I can't do that, and I won't do that, especially when I would know what they do to children. And I know I've had dreams about the Lord's gave me dreams and visions of what they do to children and what Obama had a dream where Obama was sucking the life out of children and throwing them in the corner. And it was not a good thing. It did not look good. It was not a good experience. But it showed me how serious this was and how I need to keep doing what I was doing, what he wanted me to do. And he's given me also incredible revelations that are positive and great and everything too. But I didn't want that, and I don't ever want to see that kind of stuff again, really. I've seen thousands of people destroyed by tsunamis, dead bodies floating in the water, all kinds of stuff. I mean, over time, years before they're going to happen. Many years before they're going to happen. But they're going to happen because I saw what they're going to do, what it looks like. It's like I was there. You know, it's like I was just right there, like a fly on the wall or something. I mean, anyway, so that is the day it came out, 4/21. What is that day? The 100 by the way, the 112th day of the year, okay, with 254 days left over. Well, that's the 254 days left over is the key, because 9, 1, and then 1 that happened back then is the 254th day of the year with 111 days left over. And so see how these are opposites? See how they were opposites? And it's telling you by this being the opposite that we're about to see 9, 1, and then 1. See, it's exactly the opposite. This is the day this stupid video came out, and it's hinting that. See that? And what is 254 saying? It's saying several things. It's saying 254s, again, 2 times 54, or it also could be 25 plus 4. I mean, it could be a lot of things. 2 plus 5 plus 4, I mean, it's 11. 11 is you think it's not 11? 2 plus 5 plus 4 is 11, and it was 2 towers that looked like a big 11 in New York. I mean, they looked like an 11, and that's seriously went from 11 to a 1. Anyway, 254s is 108. What I showed you about what 108 was, 108 is 1158, and then you switch that around. You basically have 1 plus 518, or 1. See, it's 1 plus 518 or 1 from 518, which is 517. See how that works? It's crazy. Or 2. It's also 254, and then in Gematria, that's what this is. Now watch this. This is crazy how this is in the Gematria. It's the dates are the timelines are in the Gematria. An equation is in Gematria. Watch again. This is obviously look. Let's go backwards. Ready? Again, 4th of April. Wow. 4th of April. April 8th. Yeah, 4th of April. 4th of April. No. Anyway, April 8th. Okay. April 8th. 24. See, 1 plus 1 is 2. 24. April 8th, 24. It's right there. April 8th, 24. Watch this. Plus 40. See this 40? Because we're going backwards. See how we're going backwards? It set the tone to go backwards because it's 4, 8, and then 24. Again, these are the whole numbers. This is a number 4. This is a number 8. This is number 24. It's not like 24 has to be backwards. It doesn't have to be 2 and then a 4. It sometimes is, but it doesn't have to be. And then we have 40. That's not backwards, but it's going. This is going. The direction's going backwards. Get it? And then watch this. This is so crazy. So we got 40, and what do we have left over? 1 plus 4 is 5, and then 18. This is incredible. This is exact. This is exact chance. We have again, April 8th, 24, the eclipse day, plus 40 days is May 18th. In the day, okay, so imagine this, okay? The day that 9-1-1 happened, okay? If anybody knew anything about the 254th day of the year and what it might be, which is 254, and they knew Gematria, they could do this and then go, hey, this may be the eclipse, and then 40 days later is the beginning of the actual sets of 9/11 and 9/11s. Man, yeah, almost, wow, maybe I did. But anyway, try not to say that because they just, the Al Gore and those rhythms are just crazy on YouBoob. So 254, I'm telling you, the first day through the last day, all versions of 9, 1, and then 1. And I have lots of evidence of that because there are different attacks that are going to happen. Very small and start out and then a crescendo till the very last day. The last days are June 1st and June 2nd. Will be 23 nuxels in 23 cities. Babylon, goodbye. It's anyway, horrible. Anyway, and then so also in the first 1 to 2 seconds, so the voice starts from the first second and going to the second, which is, by the way, the whole thing is 39 seconds. 3 plus 9 is 12, or 1 and 2 seconds. See how that works? There is a girl's voice that says, "Yeah, I cannot hear." The only real voice you can make out. And I tried to listen to anything. I could kind of hear some talk in the background, but it was so impossible to hear. But the only thing and then, so again, you're going to narrate it. A narrator would say, a girl says, "Yeah, I cannot hear." And when I saw these patterns in here, a girl says is 666, of course, but I saw these patterns in here that blew my mind. And that actually made me do this other video for earlier in May because I thought it possibly could be for a number of reasons. I'm not getting into all that, but the 132nd day of the year, 132nd days left over, and the 234th day of the year this year is 8/21. And that was the eclipse that happened in 2017, the eclipse, okay, of 8/20 in August 21st, 2017. That's normally, or this year is 234th day of the year with 132 days left over. That's crazy. Okay, and then this is how long the video is, 39 seconds, and you have 39 down here. And 39, again, is 12, where she speaks for the first second going to the second, and that's 12, or 39 is 3 plus 9 is 12. But then this is also backwards. So this is so crazy how this works. 8/21 plus 21, if you're going backwards, 21 days is 9/1/1, because 9/1/1 is the 254th day of the year with 111 days left over. So it's so crazy. We literally have 666. We have from the eclipse day plus 21 days. This is how many days left over for this date. This is how many days left over for that date. And we have 21 days in between them exactly. And I'm like, wow. And then so we have this as the eclipse date, the days and the days left over. And then this is the eclipse date right here with 40 days left over right here. That's hidden in here. It's so crazy. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but there's so much in here. It's like literally showing eclipse 40 days later. Eclipse 21 days later is showing the event of 9/1/1. Then this is showing you, hey, there's eclipse, and then this is starting a form of 9/1/1 right here. It's crazy. It's right there. Okay, then you got, again, the iPad Go. We have this thing right here, evil. Okay, it's a kind of a theme in here, evil, and it's love backwards or evil, the evil that's about to be unleashed. Okay, and how does this relate to this little stupid video that Heliofant just released? Because see Jax's right there. And it was a really similar spot. See that? See that? See that? Jax's. Okay. It just happened to be in a similar spot, bottom right corner. Okay, Jax's, just like evil, Jax's is 5454 324 324. Exactly the same forward as reverse. Okay, and then what's evil? Ooh, the same. See how these relate? And there's so many things like this that relate. But I just want to show you. See how they're in the bottom right corner. There's a number of things going on with this. It's a lot going on with this. I'm not getting everything, but okay. Now, now watch this. Now I'm gonna take So basically, we have 5-4 plus 5-4, or two 5-4s is 108. So again, we're going to add these two together. Two 5-4s is 108. Or remember 254, two 5-4s, or 254 is 9, 1, and 1. Okay, see how that works? It's crazy. It's 108, and then remember 108 is hiding this, which is 518 plus 1, or 1 from 518 is 1. So it's basically 517, 518, 519. It's 1 from 518, or it's 518 plus 1, or you really call take 1 away, and you have 518 by itself. So it's 517, 518, 519. Okay, because they're all. And then what happens when you put these two together? You have 4 and 4 is 8. 8, 4, 6. Again, 8th of April, and then 6 is hiding 24. 2 plus 4. And that's for both of these. These are both the same. So you literally have the eclipse, and then 40 days later is 518. Hidden in this. Okay. Then also right here, now let's look at this again. So we have, and this is another way of looking at it here. We have, again, the eclipse day. We have 4. So we added these two together like this, and now we're going to take them separately. We add them two together, and we got that, and that's what that is. Now we're going to take them separately. We go 4, 4. 8 is 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 is 8, and then 24. 4, 8, 24 right there. Again, the eclipse day. And then we have, and then that's also, we can reduce this down to 9, you reduce this down to 9, and then we have 99, again, we put these together, 99 day of the year, so we have not only 4, 8, 24 in here, and this plus this is 4, 8, 24, and these reduce down to 9 and 9, 99, 4, 8, 24 is a 99 day of the year. This is all massive coincidence that all these end up being, when you add this to this, it ends up being this, which is this, and you take each individual piece out of here and make that, and you take these, what these reduce down to, put that is the 99 day of the year is 4, 8, 24. Please. Plus 45 backwards, again, see, 4, 5 backwards, see, is what? The 144 day year, because 5 is hiding 1 and 4, and then 4. So this eclipse date plus 45 days is 100 to the 144 day of the year, which is May what? May 25th, okay? And that is May 25th, sorry, May 23rd. It's the first attack day, 22nd, 23rd, 144th day of the year. And by the way, that's when the 144 are transformed, and that's not a coincidence, because the numbers are there, just perfect. It's amazing. Anyway, so this is the date that iPad Go was released, and I'm going to show you how it's equated to the day this video was released. Okay, this stupid little 39-second video. So iPad Go was released on 6/24/2012. Okay, and show you how this is that. Now watch. First thing is 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. 24, 24. And then we got 12, and 1 and 2 is 12. Now we don't need this because we basically have iPad Go came out on 6/24/12. We know that is 2012. 6/24/12, we know what that is. That's 6/24/2012, or 6/24/12. And then this came out on 4/21/2024. So see how they're hiding the exact same numbers in organized a different way, but this just has the year. You don't need 2012 because if you put in 6, 24, and 12, you know what date it is. It's not 1912. So hope that makes sense. That's crazy. And now watch this. Again, we're going to use the date of iPad Go, and we're going to equate it to when iPad Go was removed. So we're going to take this 6. Remember, 6 is also a 9 upside down and backwards. So now we're just going to switch that. That's just one little thing switch. Now we're going to go 9 down here. We're going to go 2 plus 1 plus, we're going to get rid of this 0 like it's a 0. 2 plus 1 plus 2 is 5. And then we're going to take 24, but when rule of Kalel, we're going to take 1 away. Take 1 away from 24, we're going to go 23. That is the date that iPad Go was taken down for 5 months. Okay? That's just a coincidence, hey, whatever. And then now we're going to take this. We're going to go 5 over here. Okay, 5, 2 plus 1 plus 2, take away the 0, 5 over here, 9 over here, 24 over here. And then what's this? Remember what 9 is hiding? 1 and 8. So that is the first day. That's the first day. So iPad Go also, which it was 6/24/20, and I made it 9 because you can just flip that over, is also 9, which is hiding 1 and 8, 5 and 24. 5/18/24. Hopefully that makes sense. It is right there. It's just slightly hidden. That's how this stuff equates to. And the release of iPad Go pertains to so many things I just showed you. Look at this. The date this video came out, the removal of iPad Goat, and then the first attack day right here, or the first day of the timeline. It's crazy. 40 days warning from the eclipse. It's all right there in iPad Goat. Okay, now we have This from the movie 300, and I've shared what the movie 300. This is the eclipse. This is the birth of the Antichrist. In fact, he looks like a transvestite. Okay, he's sitting in the circle here. Okay, and then he's Xerxes. This is the eclipse right here. This is the 300th lunation. Now, this eclipse that happened on April 8th, 24, is, most people don't know this. This is the 300th lunation of the millennium. It's a millennial lunation. So, starting about 2000, every 1,000 years they count them lunations, and a lunation is every time the moon turns dark. Okay, and then it begins to light up again. So the little tiny little crescent thing. So as soon as it turns dark, that's called that one lunation. So the eclipse that happened on April 8th, 2024 was the 300th lunation. And that's what they're hinting to right here. They're hinting to this because it's the birth of the Antichrist right after this. And he's showing it's the clash of the two bulls, Jesus and the red bull, him, the red bull, the Jesus bull, Taurus. Jesus is Taurus, basically. It's not called that. It's called the bull. He's called the bull that's coming back for his church and whatever. The clash of these two, okay? That's a 300 lunation. And then to support that even more, he comes over to Leonidas in the movie. He shows up like this. He comes over to him and says, I'll give you everything you want. You just bow down to me, right? That's a form of Jesus. Leo is Jesus, Leo, Leonidas. Leo, the Lord told me that Leonidas is hiding Leo Unitas. The Leo that unites us, Leonidas. The Leo that unites us, the good. In fact, 300 is a ripoff of, what's his name from the Bible, with 300 of his men. I can't think of his name right now. It's a complete ripoff of the story of, I can't think of his name right now, but he's in the Old Testament, and he had 300 men that wouldn't really bow. They wouldn't lap up the water with their tongue like a dog would. They would pull anyway. I can't think of his name now. Whatever. Anyway, I don't know why. It's just a common story. Anyway, so whatever. But that is Jesus' temptation, because he's saying that's Satan. He said, I'll give you whatever you want if you just bow down to me. Give you all the things, whatever you want, the kings of the world. No, give you your whole land. I'll give you everything. You're the king. Just bow down to me. And so again, we got eclipse. Okay. 40 days. Eclipse is 4/8/24. The 300th lunation, proving that. Okay. 40 days, because Jesus was tempted by the devil 40 days. And then we got 5/18, okay? Crazy. And then also in his name. See, these are the different eclipses we're talking about. And that's his name. His name is Xerxes X. That was an eclipse here. They're significant. These two great American eclipses. And then this one and this one made another X. And then there's an ER in between and an ES at the end. Now watch. This is so crazy. This is hiding. E is 5, R is 18. E is 5, S is 19, 18th and 19th in his name. And then X and X is 24 and 24, 24th letter of the alphabet times 2, and that's 48. So it's the eclipse day. This final one right here was April 8th, and then 40 days later is 5/8, and then these two are the first day of the 22 plus 8, 8 plus 8 days, whatever. But it's right there. It's hidden in his name, Xerxes, as I've shown. It's just crazy. There's no way. Okay, now I'm going to show you that there's 5/18s and 5/19s everywhere. I'm just going to show you a little glimpse. I found so many, but I'm going to show you a little glimpse in this video. They are everywhere. Okay, and I use this R because R, okay, is R. Of course it is. R is R. R. Anyway, R. Anyway, R is R. See how these work? This is okay. Y is an English letter sound the same as the word R, because it's to hide things. It's to make. So I'm literally, this is what I did in this phrase to just prove this. 5/18 and 5/19 are everywhere. See, but the R is really sounds like R, because you can't make that sound without an A and then an E, R. Okay, that's the way it works. Okay, it makes the A that sound with an E at the end. Okay, so R, right? Well, what is R? And ARE is in so many words. I mean, that end with ARE and whatever. What is R? R is 18, as in the 18th day, May 18th, is when everything's going to start. But also, and then there it is, R is 18. And then we have A is 1, or sorry, E is 5 and A is 1. So backwards, 518 plus 1, 519. Or 1 from 18th of May is 517. See how this is in so many things. And A and R and E are so common. In fact, I have a thing on, if I do another video about Wheel of Fortune, how the most common two letters are R and S, consonants, and R is 18 and S is 19, 18th and 19th. The most common vowel is E, 5, 18, 5, E, S, and E, R, just like I showed you over here. Oops. E, S, and E, R. These are the most common multiples right here. E is the most common vowel, and the two most common consonants are R and S. And there's 518, 519. See? It's everywhere. Okay, and I'm going to show you more here. It's everywhere. Boom. And I picked 4, but it's in every game console there is. And think about this as far as predictive programming. Okay, you got media. One of the media out there is video games to kids and adults and everything else. Millions upon millions, hundreds of millions of people have these game systems, even now and for years, for many years since they came out. Hundreds of millions of people all together when you consider all of them, right? And all of them are some form of 518 and 519 and 517. Believe it or not, I'm going to prove it to you. Watch. Okay, as far as predictive programming. Sega! That was on the commercials. They just had somebody go, Sega! So it's crazy, like a demon go, Sega! Because the demon's saying, what is he saying? See, E is 5. This is kind of a mirror date. 519, 517. See how 17 is backward? 517. Or 5, bring the 5 down, and you have 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 1 is 18. 517, 518, 519. Sega is hiding 517, 18, and 19. Believe it or not. I don't care. Okay, and then my kids play this. They play Mario Kart and stuff like that. Even so, my little 5-year-old boys are about to turn 5, I should say. We have an old Wii. We don't do the newer stuff. This has got so much crud. The older stuff is better and stuff, and then we just, they can play here and there and stuff. So anyway, Wii is W is 23, I and I is 19. Well, what's that? 2 plus 3 is 5, and 9 plus 9 is 18. And then if we do the rule of Kalel, 518 minus 1 is 517, plus 1 is 519. So we have 517, 518, and 519. Oh, but it's just a coincidence. It doesn't mean anything. PS5. PS5. P is 16, S is 19, 5. Okay. Then watch. Just switch the 6 and the 1 right here. Again, just backwards. Switch the 6 and the 1. 6 and 1. And then 19's right here and then 5. So one way of looking at it is you have 6 and then 1 from 19 and then 5. I'm telling you, I showed you you can take one in front of anything. It could be 1 plus or 1 from. Okay. Or rule of Kalel, we just take that away and we have, what do we have here? We have 6. If we do it this way, 1 from 19 is 18, or if we get rid of that, we have 19. Either way, 18 or 19 doesn't matter. And then 5. Now, what's 6 hiding? 2 plus 4. So we got 5, 18, 24. Or if we get rid of this, we have 5, 19, 24. Or if we have this, and then we take away the 1. Actually, we already took away the 1. So it's 5, 18, and 5, 19. See? Watch this. This is so crazy. Xbox is X 24, B is 2, O is 15, X is 24 again. Boom. 24, 2, 15, 2 plus 4 is 6. Let's keep going. 24, bring down the 2, bring down. Now, we're just switching the 5 and the 6. Again, so just imagine this is the number 56, and we're just doing it backwards. 65, okay? It's backwards. Just do a little backwards swap. Okay, now watch this. Boom. 5, 16 plus 2 is 18, 24. 5, 18, 24. Again, rule of Kalel. Minus 1, 5, 17. Plus 1, 519. And to corroborate that even more, there's also the Xbox. There's multiple Xboxes, and it's newer than this. I know, I'm just giving you just some picture. We got this one because we have the Eclipse, the X, and for 2 Eclipses, and then we got kind of the Eclipse in the middle. See this somewhat similar to that? The X, so the 2 Eclipses cross each other, and then the Eclipse in the middle. That's all coincidental? Yeah, please. It's not a perfect eclipse, but there's a little bit of a ring right here, an indention, and then there is a color. So they don't show you exactly, because they're going to show you a light thing and then a dark thing in the middle. They show you the opposite. They're going to show you a dark and then a light. Opposite, see? But there's a ring right here, and there's anyway. But there's Xbox 360, And what's 360 hiding? 3 plus 6 is 9, and O is 15. 0 is O, and O is 15, or 519. 51824 and 519. That's just a coincidence? I don't think so. And we got the exact year, and some of these are 2024 as well. In fact, I could literally take this right here, flip this upside down and backwards, it'd be 5192024. Okay, then we have, just to keep going on a little bit on this idea, just because my kids are going to have a birthday, they're going to have a Mario themed birthday in a few days. Next week, my twins will be 5 years old. My twin boys, love them to death, of course. They'll be 5 years old and they love Mario. Not so much Sonic, but they had a Mario versus Sonic, because it's, NES versus Sega, Mario versus Sonic. 5 in the middle of 17, and again, take 1 away from 6, and that's 5. Add that 1 to 17, that's 18. So you have 517 and 518. Both are 40 days from the eclipse. If you include the day of the eclipse, it's 517. 40 days later. If you don't include the day, it's 518. It's all about the eclipse. The eclipse numbers are everywhere in all this stuff. And then 40 days from it, these numbers, and then the actual timeline begins on 518, 519. So that's why you have all three in so many ways. So I want to thank you for everything, but before I thank you, I'm going to thank you a couple times. Before I do that, I'm going to show you that Sonic, because I was just going to use this example, but then I'm like, of course it's in Sonic, of course. So we bring down 19 and bring down 15, right? Then we're going to go 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 3, okay, is 26. Okay, then we're going to switch the 15 and the 19. So 15 is going to go over here, and 19 is going to go over here. And then 26 is 20 and 6. 26 is how you say it, 20 and 6. Okay, boom. So 1 from 5, 19, 20, and then 6 is 2 plus 4. 1 from 5, 19, 20, 24 is 5, 18, 24. So we have 5. Get rid of this one with Rule Club if we wanted. We have 5, 19, 20, 24. Or 1 from 5, 19, 20, 24 is that. That's Sonic. Just happens to be that. No big deal. And then I want to thank you again, anybody who's ever given to this channel, prayed for us, all that stuff. Good comments, share these videos, whatever. Anything positive, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you've given to this channel, thank you so much. The ones who faithfully give to, I just thank you so much. Anyway, let me finish this with this also. Mario and Luigi. Okay, we have right here, 1 plus 1 is 2, 24, the year. And then we have 5, 1, 6. Or remember, 6 can be a 9. In fact, I've shared how the league consider the 6 and the 9 the same in so many ways. Because the way addition works and everything, when you have things in the multiples of 6s, they end up adding up in multiples of 9s. It's really deep. It's really deep. But so 1, 5, 6 can easily be 1, 5, 9, and that's 5, 19, 24, the first day of the timeline. 5, 19, 24 in Mario and Luigi. It's all over the place. So I want to thank you. And again, thank you for everybody who's ever, given anything positive to this ministry. I thank you so much. And the reason why I put here this theme here, like talking about my twins, is because their birthday's coming up next week. Where we need to get them a couple gifts. I've been waiting a little bit. I was hoping a little bit more money come in, but we're going to have to eventually get them some gifts. Of course, we've got a couple little things, but we had to give them a couple other things. And we're having a little party with some friends and stuff, and kind of a Mario and Luigi themed thing for them, because they just love to. They even watch this old 80s animation of a Mario and Luigi because they like it. It's really, really tame. There's not much I can show my kids these days, it seems, anymore. It's got all kinds of programming and crud in it, but there's some things here and there, and they like playing they literally play our old Nintendo. We have an old Nintendo, the original Nintendo, with the old Mario games and stuff on it. They love playing that. Especially one of them is like really, he's just really good at it. He just loves it. Anyway, for a certain amount of time and all that stuff, give them a certain amount of time on them. But anyway, so I'm gonna have to give them gifts but then it's we're timing that this the 11th and my rent's due on the 14th. It's crazy. And we're probably about $1,500 down right now where we need to be from our rent and everything else. Just being transparent with everybody. If anybody's able to give, I would really appreciate it. We could really need it. I'm just letting you know, I normally would just take care of buy some gifts anyway, but it's weird, but when you're so close, so many times, so close to not having enough money, and the Lord always comes through. So I'm not so worried about anything like that, but it's like I have to come and ask for money, or I'll ask Lord, should I ask for money? And he's like, yes, this time. And and I'm just expecting it to come through. I mean, I'm going to have to buy those gifts, and then that takes from what we have, and then we need another $1,500, something like that, minimum to cover all the nuts we have at the minimum of the month. And I have very very little. I have that lease on this vehicle I'm borrowing from somebody, which is $300. They were giving it to me for a while, but I had to give them something for it to use it every month, because our van went to heck in a handbasket. That's fun. Anyway, that was really fun. And then our rent went up $300 to $400 this last time, and now it's about $2,000. I mean, again, a lot of people go through all this stuff, so it adds up. Everything. I've got to go, which is crazy timing as well. In the next couple of days, I got to go big shopping thing again for the whole family for food for a week and a half or whatever it is. All this timing is crazy. So anyway, I'm just sharing with people. This is how I make my living. I have to trust God every single time, every single month, for my whole family, my 6-member family, 4 kids and my wife, for everything. So, and we scrape by. Thankfully, we scrape by all the time. It's a complete faith walk. We don't have an over an abundance. We have just enough usually, or usually we're behind, and then different people or whatever combination of things. We're at the right times. Seems like all the time. We're used to it, but I'm looking forward to not having to worry about it anymore, and having a new thing happening. So someday, hopefully this is it. So anyway, I just leave it at that. I just thank you if you're able to give. Below in the description box, we have links to PayPal, also Zelle. You can sign up for Zelle at zellepay.com for free. It's just better than PayPal. It doesn't cost for transfer money or anything like that, either party or anything like that. Anyway, I just thank you so much if you're able to give. I also have a P.O. box as well. We really appreciate it. We need it. We need it, quite a bit. Even if this timeline happens, I still have to pay my rent and pay some things and do all this stuff by the 15th, and then it would be just after that. So I wish it was started on the 1st of May for a lot of reasons, but whatever. It's God's will. I just always pray that God's will be done. So I'll leave it at that. This is Exalted Lamb 1. God bless you. Over and out.